Hello, this video was inspired by the following question I recently received. When buying your first guitar, what else do you have to buy? I know you have to buy an amp. Is there a list? So if you're perhaps wondering the same thing, I've got some recommendations for you. And I'll point you to a video that you can watch after this to help you get started on your guitar playing journey today. First on the list, guitar picks. And by the way, I'll have a complete shopping list for everything I'm going to mention in this video in the description box below so that you can watch it after the video or reference it anytime. Guitar picks are what you use to pluck the strings. There are many different shapes, sizes, and thicknesses. They're typically made of plastic. Some people like a thick pick, some people like a thin pick, some people like a large pick, some people like smaller picks. There's really no wrong way to start, and the only way to determine what style pick you'll like the best is to just start playing and determine it over time. But when you're just getting started, any style you start with will be just fine. If you're curious, I like a Tortex style pick with a thickness of 1.0 millimeter. Next on the list, a guitar tuner. This will ensure you're able to keep your guitar in tune, which is essential. And just like with guitar picks, there are many options available, and there's really no wrong one to start with. I made a video going over the most popular tuners on the market right now, as well as a video teaching you how to tune your guitar that you'll also find linked in the description below. You can also just go with the Guitar Tuner app on your phone. I like an app called Fender Tune. Apps like this just listen to your guitar, and you don't need a guitar cable of any kind. But the only drawback to tuners like this is that if you're in a noisy environment, they won't work very well. And since it was just mentioned, next on the list is a guitar cable. When shopping for these, any standard instrument cable should be fine. I recommend 10 feet long or somewhere around there. If down the road you find you need something longer, just go get something longer. Or perhaps you're patching together a bunch of stomp boxes or effects pedals and you need shorter cables, then just go get some shorter cables. Whatever the case, an instrument cable is what you'll need to plug into any standard guitar tuner, and is also what you'll need for the next item on our list, an amplifier. Perhaps the most exciting item on the list, a guitar amp, is what gives you that feeling of rock and roll. It provides both volume and power and amplifies your signal as cleanly or as distorted as you desire. Amplifiers come in many sizes with varying features and price tags, but I recommend you start with something smaller like this, typically referred to as a practice amp. This is the PV Rage 108, my very first amp ever, and after 30 plus years, it still functions and sounds fantastic. They're lightweight, portable, and they're loud enough so that you can jam with other people whenever you need to. PV's newer version of this, the Rage 258, is only about 150 bucks. You could even go with something smaller, like this Marshall MS2 for only about 50 bucks. And nowadays, there are tons of practice amps on the market with built-in effects and even built-in tuners. The possibilities are really endless. The next few items on the list are, in my opinion, of lesser importance, but are still definitely things you should consider. Guitar strings. You're eventually going to need them because strings get old, oxidized, and less comfortable over time. And breaking a string here or there is inevitable. The last thing you want is for a broken string to ruin your momentum. So I recommend preparing for all of that by having a couple extra sets on hand at all times. And of course, I've got a video showing you how to choose the right strings for you. A guitar strap. If you're ever planning on standing up while playing, you're going to need a strap. Any standard guitar strap will do. Just pick a color that you like. And if you'd like to hear about the straps that I prefer, watch this video at some point. You can never go wrong with some guitar polish and a polishing cloth. Obviously not essential, but I believe in keeping my instruments clean. Oil from our fingers, dust and debris, sweat, all that stuff can build up on our guitars, and I recommend taking the time every once in a while to make your guitar look and feel pretty again. I honestly feel that a clean and well-maintained instrument inspires you to play more. Any polish will work, but for many years, I've used and loved the Dunlap Formula 65 cleaner and polish. But I've also got some new polish from Music Nomad on the way here that I'm really looking forward to trying out. A guitar stand. Can you do without one? Sure. But I think keeping your guitar on a stand not only looks cool, but it shows that you take pride in your instrument. You'll also find that after a few years, your guitar will have less dents, chips, and scratches. Trust me. And finally, a gig bag or guitar case of some kind. You're eventually going to need to transport your guitar, whether it's, to a friend's house or a guitar lesson, or best case scenario, a gig, and you're going to need a way to carry it and protect it. So definitely get yourself some sort of gig bag or guitar case, and your guitar will thank you. Before I go here, I wanted to mention one last thing that's actually far more important than anything I've talked about in this video, and that's actually learning to play. And if you're brand new to the guitar, I'm sure that's what you're itching to do the most, right? So I've found a video that I think will help you get started the fastest and easiest right away. It's a video by a guy named Doug Marks called Beginning Rock Guitar Lesson 1. I don't know Doug, he doesn't know me, we're not collaborating or anything like that. I just saw his video recommended to my feed and I decided to check out a few minutes of it. I'm sure there are hundreds of videos just like it, but from what I saw, I thought Doug did a wonderful job detailing everything you need to know on how to get started, starting with the very basics. Could I have just linked you to my own instructional content here on the channel? Absolutely, but my videos are a little more advanced and not really geared towards players that are just starting out, where Doug's is perfect for that. He teaches you all the basics, everything from how to hold the guitar pick to how to hold a guitar, how to read tablature, all that. So it's really great and comprehensive. I recommend you check that out. It's linked for you in the description below, along with everything else I've mentioned in this video. I hope you'll check out a couple of those product links and leave me a comment if you found this video useful. And if so, I'll make more of them with this kind of stuff, I also hope you'll consider hitting that subscribe button and exploring the rest of my channels. I have loads of super cool guitar and music related content. There's something for everybody, and I know you'll love it. I also happen to have my own guitar instructional DVD, shipping free, with 10 of my own custom guitar picks that you can learn more about at robarnoldworld.com/store. It's jam-packed with all sorts of metal riffing tips and tricks, soloing, song arranging, writing, all that good stuff. So if you feel like taking that plunge, I hope you will. Again, I'm Rob Arnold. Thanks for watching, and I hope to see you all on the next one.